we need to get more from everybody. I think as far as goals and assists are concerned, and that's not really process oriented, but that's the reality. If we're going to be able to win some of these close games, and I imagine almost every one will be close down if we go down the home stretch here. So it was better, but I think there's still more to do.
Offensively, only 2 even strength goals the last 3 games. Is there, you showed signs getting to the net Saturday night, but what is it going to take to start? Again, because goals are hard to come by.
It's going to take that. We've had. We've played 3 games since we got back from break, and we have 40+ shots in 2 of them, probably close to 50 in 2 of them, and we scored 2 goals in those games. And it's not a lack of chances, it's not a lack of effort, it's a lack of finish, and it's a lack of finding that little extra around the net. And we were tenacious around the net on Saturday night, and we needed it because their kid was stopping everything. We can't be a team that puts up 40+ shots and gets 1 or 2 goals. That's we talked about that out there, and that can't be something that's a theme for us down this in the second half.
Fowler plays against his old team. It's always interesting.
Yeah, it's the reality of our world now. I'm sure it'll be a little weird for him the first time, and then there'll be many more after that, and it'll just be a normal thing.
Coach, what can you say about Brazil? When the game's on the line, he seems to be there more times than not.
He can just will himself to do things because he's so mentally strong. So he just seems to find a way to come through in those big moments, which is awesome. That's leadership. It's also, a kid that works on all those things, not on the ice, but behind the scenes stuff. He visualizes those things. He images those things in his mind, so when he has a chance to do it, it's there. And it's not like we look at him to provide a ton of offense for us, but as a leader, he just seems to be a guy that you want on the ice in tough moments.
How about your defense core? You've been talking about that for weeks now. I feel a little bit better about the 7 you had out there Saturday night.
Well, it was definitely better than it has been. It's 1 game,
right.
So to think that we got it figured out now is probably a big mistake. But it was definitely everyone that was out there. It felt like they could do something productive, and that's what it takes to be a team that has a chance to do something.
And Lowell's going to be very good defensively. The games are always 3-2 for it seems.
They're great defensively. They're super detailed, probably as detailed as any team. With Norm has been doing it forever. The staff, they do a great job. So there's going to be no free ice out there. We're going to have to win everything we get. So it should be a great series.
Coach, earlier in the season, you guys have some of those. You got a good opponent 1 week, great opponent the next week. Does that help you, that prior experience, having 2 top 10 matches in a row?
I think it's just the nature of our league, so hopefully we have enough guys here that have been part of that already that know every week is just a grind, and I think it's going to be tougher next week because we're on the road. So it's always tougher on the road against a really, really good team. So they're going to have that extra 10% that we get here. So we're going to have to be even better than we were last week.
Thank you, Coach. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Thanks,
somebody. You just talked about how good Lowell's always been defensively. Offensively, it seems like they've taken a big step forward this year too. What have you and your staff picked up from what's been key to their improvement this year?
I think they've added some really good pieces, and I'm sure they have a chip on their shoulder. Last year was an anomaly for them, and they've consistently been one of the best programs in our league for I don't know how long. Probably going on 15 years that Norm has been there. So,
that's the battle.
I'm sure they have a little extra to prove in that regards too. But they've added some really good players, whether it's freshmen and transfers, and they're playing as well as anybody right now.
And then last question: do you feel like Hockey East is even stronger than it was last season? It seems like just about every team is on the bubble right now.
No, it feels the same every year. It's felt the same every year. I've been in this league for a really long time, off and on, but for the most part, my whole coaching career. Whether the rankings show it or not, all these teams are really good, and the pairwise is the pairwise, and a lot of that has to do with how you do at the beginning of the year in non-conference games. But as you go in the second half of the season, every game is a toss-up in Hockey East. Regardless if you're the first place team or the 10th place team, it doesn't matter, and that'll be no different the rest of the way.
Well, that so I'm all about it.
Because of that parity, coach, I feel personally that the teams that are the most consistent over the next 2 months are the ones that are the most successful. So what's it going to take for you guys to maintain the consistency that you've shown so far this season?
It's gonna mean that every player that plays every night plays to their ability. And that's usually what it is. We don't really change that much, and we have a lot of guys that are veterans here and that have been part of this for a while. So, for the way we're built, when you have a couple guys that are just way off on any given night, it's a bigger miss for us than it might be for teams that have 3 or 4 guys that can win you the game every night. And we're just a team that's built on our depth. I think we have a lot of depth. We have a lot of capable guys. So if we play to our capability every night, we're going to be in every game. And but it comes down to the mental toughness piece. I know it's a cliche, and that's but having veterans that have games that when they're just way off really puts us behind the 8 ball. And that's no different for a lot of teams. But I think for us, it just gets magnified a little bit more with just how we're built.